Hi, and welcome to the Personal Tanya, day 4, as we take on game-changing novelty ideas from the Tanya in 5 minutes or less. Today's Tanya teaches us about how to control our emotions. As human beings, we often will feel that we're sort of reacting to anything that happens around us. But the Tanya teaches us that actually, as human beings, we have the ability to control our emotions. And the reason for that is because our souls, the two souls that we've just learned about, each one of them is actually made up of two very important parts. One part is intellectual, and the other part is emotional. The intellectual part of our soul is what governs, steers, and controls our emotional makeup. Now, that's a very interesting concept. For starters, a lot of people don't understand what their soul really is. So today's Tanya really introduces us to tell us if you have emotions, that's part of your soul. If you have understandings, if you have intellect, that is a soulful experience. That's a spiritual experience. So emotions and intellect are spiritual experiences. And the way that it works is that our mind dominates over our heart. The idea is that whatever's going on in our mind is what steers the heart, is what steers the emotions. So instead of feeling like somehow your emotions can just surprise you at any time, no, you actually were created in a way where your intellectual components are above and dominant over the recessive emotions, so that when you want to feel something, you have the ability to choose what it is that you want to feel. The more we understand about a particular topic, the more you'll feel about it. The less you know about it, the less emotional connection you'll feel about it. So, for example, when it comes to anti-Semitism, if you're feeling fearful or anxious about anti-Semitism, instead of just being like a deer staring into the headlights, paralysis by analysis, you actually have the ability to learn about anti-Semitism, to learn about the spirituality of anti-Semitism, perhaps the reasons behind anti-Semitism, why God allows this to happen, and that will ultimately lead you to a space where you will control your emotions away from fear and anxiety towards purpose, promise, and the hope of a brighter tomorrow. Specifically, if we would like to experience a personal relationship with God, then we have to learn about God. You can't just expect a relationship with God to happen to you like falling in love. Personally, I don't believe in falling in love. Those who fall into love will fall out of love. Love is something that has to be earned. It's something that's got to grow in you. It's something which you've got to connect with intellectually in order to ultimately lead to an emotion. In the same way, you can't just fall in love with God. It's something you have to learn about. When you learn about God, when you learn Tanya, when you learn Hasidus, it's then that's able to manifest into an emotion. Specifically, the Tanya today goes into teaching us the first two of the intellectual attributes. The 7 emotions we know are kindness, discipline, compassion, endurance, humility, connection, and communication. Those are the 7 emotions. But when it comes to intellect, it's very important for us to understand what they are. We're going to learn today about 2 out of the 3. The first 2 are chachma and bina, the third being das. Chachma is the concept. Just like the conception of a child when the sperm meets the embryo, chachma is the moment of inspiration. It's the moment that a new idea is born. That idea is the moment of the conceiving of an idea, its conception of a new thing. That is chachma. Chachma is often translated as wisdom. I don't know what that means. To me, chachma means conception, conceiving an idea. It typically is initiated when we ask a question. When we say, I don't know something, what's the answer to this problem? The question mark, the humility initiates the lightning strike from above, which is an idea that lands into our heads as a gift from God. But then the second one is bina. Bina is understanding. The second part of the 3 intellectual steps. Bina means understanding or comprehension. It's fleshing out that idea. The idea that you get is like a lightning strike. It's very dense and very concentrated. What you need to do is you need to expand it, to flesh it out, breadth and length and depth, to be able to understand the idea. Once you've understood it, you've only achieved the second of the 2 steps of intellectual experience. The third one is the most exciting one, and in my opinion, the most forgotten one. That's the one that we're going to learn about in tomorrow's Tanya, when we're going to encounter das, intellectual intimacy. Thank you. Have a great day.